Fender is never going to please everybody. They have very opinionated fans. But if this does not get pretty dang close to what everybody's been asking for, I don't know what they're going to do. This is the Ultra Luxe Vintage. I'll tell you all about it. Stick around. How's it going, guys? This is Cooper Greenberg at Alamo Music Center, and you can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you have not, please subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. We got over 180 now. We're going for 200,000 by the end of the year. That would just be cool. I'd like to see it. So this is the Fender Ultra Luxe Vintage Telecaster Custom 60's. Big old long name, but it's worthy of a very cool guitar. I'm sure most of you have seen the videos and the release of this series. It's a new release from Fender, and it is something that I've been really excited for since we heard about it. A few months back, little dealer event online, we got to see a sneak peek. This is the guitar that caught my eye the most, this specific model, but also this series in general. I think it's very cool. I would love to have the other Tele and Stratocasters in the line with me today, but we got some. We sold them before we could shoot the video, and now they're back ordered, much like any cool thing that's brand new. So I got this one. I'm going to tell you about the specific one, but also just in general about the series. Like I said, Fender, I think, probably has a very hard time pleasing their very opinionated fans and electric guitar players in general, because everybody that comes into our store always has, I really like that guitar, but I just wish that they had done this one thing to the neck, or I wish I had different pickups. I wish it was available in different finishes, or whatever. It's tough. And it's especially hard when they have such a wide variety of products and they get really close to what people want. But here's the thing. Most of the time, that sort of disconnect comes when somebody wants a vintage sound but a modern feel, or they want a modern sound with a vintage look, and this kind of fits there. Right now, in the American-made guitars from Fender, you got the Performer, and then you got the Pro 2, and then you kind of split off into American Vintage 2 or American Ultra 2. Ultra is going to be the extremely modern, Vintage is going to be, So when people come in, let's just use Telecaster. Somebody wants a Telecaster. They say, I want a vintage-looking Telecaster, but I don't like the vintage radius 7.25 of the 51 American Vintage 2. I want a modern-looking Telecaster like the Ultra 2, but I don't want the noiseless pickups, or I want something a little bit different in the look, something that looks more traditional, whatever it may be. Everybody, especially at this price point, deserves to get what they want. All those guitars are well over $2,500. I think they're around there. They're over $2,000. And prices are changing every single day. It's hard to keep up. But let's say that's about where they are. If you're spending that much on electric guitar, you deserve to get what you want. And some people don't want to buy the Ultra 2 and put pure vintage pickups in it. Some people don't want to buy the American Vintage 2 and replace the neck on a brand new guitar. So enter the Ultra Luxe Vintage. This is the 60's Custom Telecaster in Sunburst. This personally, to me, is the exact guitar that I would choose out of the entire series. Here's the one drawback. At this time, there's only a couple finishes available in each model, but who knows, that may change. This guitar is also available in Lake Placid Blue. There's also another Telecaster that's a 50's Tele that's not bound. There's a 50's Strat and a 60's Strat. They're cool. They all look great, and they're old school vintage colors. And this is basically an ultra body. So you got all the contours. You got the really thin heel, belly cut. Good looking guitar with binding. I'm just going to say I dig it. I would go always, I'm into a double bound Tele. But obviously you just got top binding because you got so much going on back here that doesn't really make sense. You got a ultra neck on here, so it's going to be compound radius 10-14, really fast. I believe it's the augmented D neck. just like the previous Ultra Luxes. These are stainless steel frets, another modern feature. These are locking tuners, another modern feature, but the look is decidedly very old school. The pickups in this specific guitar are pure vintage 63s. So I think that to everybody, this is a old school looking, modern feeling guitar that does not have noiseless pickups. I have an American Standard Telecaster. I have an American Ultra Jazzmaster. I love the way that Jazzmaster feels. The only thing that I ever contemplate doing to it is changing out the pickups because they're noiseless pickups. Then I go play it and I'm like, I love the sound of this guitar. Why do I change anything? So there you go. I'm always kind of the don't go noiseless, and then I play a guitar with noiseless pickups that I own and I really like how it sounds. But hard for me to argue the fact that the pure vintage pickups sound pretty awesome. So pure vintage 63s, you have the kind of angled toggle switch like you see on the new Ultras, which I think is cool, just sort of a player comfort thing if you want to switch a fraction of a second faster. It's a little angled towards you, so it's easier. This does have the S1 switch still in the volume knob, so you can go series parallel, and that is a universal across all three, just like the Ultra that I have. You could be in the bridge position unpushed on the S1 and just be on the bridge pickup. You hit it, and you're in series on these two pickups. So you can kind of save that, I need to kick it up and boost. Being anywhere, you don't just have to be in the middle position with these in parallel to run it in series. So that's a nice little player focus thing. This does have strap locks. Now, the big thing about all these guitars, which I'm really curious to see what people think about, these are like the American Vintage 2s. These are nitro finish guitars, but they have a new sort of nitro thing that they're doing called the heirloom finish. And it's going to be really hard to see on camera, but you can see some photos online. These are basically checked nitro guitars that give it a little bit of the journeyman look. I would say if you're a custom shop player and fan, the closest would be sort of that closet classic to journeyman type thing. I mean, there's a little bit of something that you can see. It's really not overt, but that is one step more into the vintage sort of custom shop territory. To me, looks way better and way more legit than a road-worn guitar. Like you've seen the Vintera road-worns. Those are cool for what they are, but they're definitely a little bit more, you're buying a road-worn Strat and it's the same road wear that all the other road-worn Strats are. This has a very pretty, smooth, sort of semi-gloss type thing with checking that you can just kind of see at the right angles. I think that's super cool, and I also just love the feel of it. You got really comfortable, slim body. It's a light telly, but then you got this sort of vintage knockdown finish with a little bit of checking. It's just a cool guitar, and like I said, if you've been sort of contemplating getting a really nice electric from Fender, that's the most common thing that I hear people in the store say. I like the vintage, but there's a couple things that just aren't comfortable for me. I like the modern, but there's either the look or the sound that, I want it to sound like the tellies that I like recordings of, but I want it to feel a lot easier to play. This hits both of those. This is a great, great release from Fender. It's a great guitar. I'm a fan. I love the telly. I'm very excited to play the others. I got to play some of the Strats. They're awesome too if you're a Strat player. I'm a telly player at heart. So I'm playing this just through the amp, just so you can hear the pickups. It sounds decidedly different than the noiseless pickups of the Ultra 2s. But I do think it fits with any kind of music style. Obviously, I play a lot of country on my telly, but I'm just kind of jamming through the pickups so you can hear the differences. So take a listen. There you go. A little bit on the new Fender American Ultra Luxe Vintage 60s Custom Telecaster in Sunburst. And I'm very, very excited about these. I think they're going to go through a little bit of a hard to get sort of phase. Right when they launched, we had a couple on hand, and then they sold. We went to go reorder them. Right as of right now, it's late August. They were already being pushed back into mid-October. But I do think once availability is a little bit better on them, a lot more people are going to get them in their hands. They're going to be in stores. They're going to be played by people. And I mean, who as a Fender fan would turn something like this down? I go look at every single Reddit thread and Instagram post comments of any new release that I've been sort of expecting after these dealer event type things. And I just want to see, I know what I expect from them. What do players out there think? And most of the time, there are angry people. There are people that are like, what are they doing? But on this one, a lot of people are like, man, finally. I think the only thing that draws people back is the fact that it's a very expensive guitar. This is a $3,000 guitar. It's currently at $29.99. I'm pretty sure that's the list price on this. I think all of these are $2,800 and up. And that's really upsetting to me because I'd like to have one. I'd like more people to be able to afford one, but it does make total sense when I have seen how prices have been affected this year. Guitars that used to be $1,400 are now $1,800. Pretty much everything's going up in price. I don't know if we'll ever see a point in time when there's a price decrease, which is the sad part. But with the features that are on this, the pickups, the finish, the materials that are going into it, I'm talking lumen lay dots. That adds another like $8, all right? But I get it. I would love to have seen this guitar around $2,400, but I don't think that's necessarily feasible given what we know about the state of the musical instrument world right now. So the good part is that this guitar exists. The bad part is that it's a little more expensive, but that's just the reality of what we're doing in musical instruments these days, where maybe sometimes your maple's coming from Canada or something like that. So let me know what you think. If you want to know more about these guitars, we got all the specs on our website. They're fun to look through. We've also got photos of the ones that we have had and the ones that we do have. If you're interested in pre-ordering one, since they are going to take a little bit, please just either do it on the website, or if you want to get a more up-to-date ETA, you can reach out to us. We can all check in real time. That one says early October. Let's do it. But it may be different. They may make a bunch more and they'll be available. Either way, I dig the guitars. We're going to have them in the store. Looking forward to seeing some of the other finishes and all that stuff, because I think the heirloom works great on this. It worked great on the Fiesta Red Strat that we had in the store. So let me know what you think. And if you have questions, text us, call us, email us, come in the store, send us a letter, whatever you want to do, and we will see you next time.